It doesn't take more than a month of bad business to put you on a completely different trajectory than you thought you would be on.
A local tavern owner struggles to survive the city project meant to save her from a sliding hillside. Good evening, I'm PAULA TOTI.
I'm Rob Braun. The wall to hold back the hillside above Riverside Drive is about halfway completed.
But the long-term protection for the major water and sewer lines may cost the city a popular restaurant in the process. Local 12's Joe Webb joins us from the East End, where Brewriver Gastropub is stuck right in the middle of all the construction. Joe?
Well, Paula, the owners of Brewriver want the hillside held back because the business they're building actually has shifted several inches in just the first few months of this year. But they had no idea that the construction to save their building could kill their business. The 1,200-foot wall project should wrap up in about 60 days. If it stabilizes the hill, that will be good news for Brewriver, which has slid 7 inches in just the last few months. But with construction crew parking eating up all but 5 or 6 parking spots for a tavern that seats 150, the math is pretty simple.
March 1st, when it started, to April 11th, which is the last time I looked at the numbers, from 2016 to 2017, we had dropped $32,000. And that is a significant amount of money for a restaurant like ours.
Bowman says parking is just part of the problem. Last Thursday, she had to shut down while crews demolished an abandoned building next to Brewriver. She was given 24 hours notice and had already scheduled people to work. Last night, she had to close at 8 after muddy water seeped into her walk-in coolers and flooded 2 sections of her dining room. That was a first.
But nothing like this.
Never inside?
No. And there was a massive flood of water right at the corner of the outside of the building, too, that we have never seen before.
The $5 to $10 million wall was rushed into construction to protect water and sewer lines threatened by the hill slippage. Vice Mayor David Mann empathizes with Joby Bowman.
First of all, it's a great business, so I do anguish for her. Secondly, if we don't do this, she won't have a building. So this has to happen.
Bowman understands that, but the next 60 days are usually some of her busiest. She is hopeful, but knows the numbers just don't lie.
So I would be completely unrealistic to say that I know for sure that I can survive this.
Now, the wall work is moving to the east, so it isn't clear how long the business will be without its usual amount of parking. Joby Bowman is hoping for the best and encouraging regular customers to stick it out, fight for a parking spot, and to come back and enjoy the patio when the work is done. Reporting live in the East End, Riverside Drive, Joe Webb, Local 12 News.
And Joe, I have to admit, this is my neighborhood too. And where you're standing, there is parking across the street. Are they just not having enough in that across the street, or are people just having trouble even finding that?
Well, there's parking over there now. There wasn't parking throughout most of the day today when we were out here earlier. I think that the bulk of the workers have gone for the day. So there's parking right now. The only problem is Brewriver is closed on Mondays, so the fact that there are parking spots right now doesn't do it much good. But the real issue is during the lunch hour with the parking.
All right, so again though, the message is, aside from Mondays, they're open and they need the help. So thank you, Joe. The city says the $5 to $10 million price tag for the wall will be well worth it if it's able to protect the water, sewer, and gas lines that run along Riverside Drive. City Manager Harry Black says replacing them would cost several times more than the price tag for the wall.